What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, guys. We talking the young guns today. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk live daily, back in effect. So we talking young guns of boxing today, guys. The way I see it is these young guys, they want to take on, it appears they want to take on the best. They want to, get to the next level. But one thing that I'm seeing with the younger guys that's coming in, and hopefully these young guys keep this drive and hunger, but I see that desire, right? I see that desire for these guys to succeed. Boxing Monster in the building. What's good with your Boxing Monster? What we going to, what's going on? Salute to you. What's up, my brother Lewis Sports Network in the building. And I hope these young guns, like, they don't start making the money and slack up like a lot of the other ones and continue to go. But it appears that they're trying to accomplish things. What's up, PED? What's going on with your fam? And, they're talking a lot in the social media, but I like to hear it. I want to see more fighting, though. But these guys, what impressed me most about a lot of these young guys and the ones that I have on the thumbnail and more, ones we're going to talk about today, but the Daniel Dubois, the Ryan Garcias, the Teofimo, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Virgil Ortiz. The thing I like about these young guys is they're in the gym. They're dedicated to the sport. See, I don't have Tank on this list. I don't have Tank Davis on this list. And the reason I don't have Tank Davis on this list is not because of his level of talent, but because of his level of focus and dedication to the sport. Although Devin Haney needs to step up and do something and stop talking nonsense about Teofimo, I like the fire in these kids. And Devin Haney is in the gym. Every night he posting videos with Floyd Mayweather. All the time in the gym. Floyd has a work ethic. So he is doing what Tank Davis should have done. While Tank Davis is over there hollering and crying about Floyd Mayweather training Devin Haney, Tank Davis should have been doing what Devin Haney is doing. Side by side with Floyd. In the gym. Working out. Hard work. Like Floyd said, "Oh, you too busy outside snatching women up, punching them, crashing bikes into the wall, dancing with Adrian Broner. But now you're mad because Devin Haney's doing what you should have done." So that's why I don't have Tank Davis on this list. But a lot of these guys that we're going to talk about today, to me, if this keeps up, this will bring boxing back to us fully. This will extend it to the fans because that's what fans want to see. They want to see guys trying to accomplish, trying to fight the best, trying to achieve that thirst, that desire. A lot of these young guns, they have it. They have it right now. And like I said, hopefully as they start making the money, they'll keep it and they'll keep attempting to do well in the sport of boxing. Another good thing is when you look at the list of guys that I named, Daniel Dubois, Virgil Ortiz, you could throw Philippe Hergovich in there. Hashman Boxing in the building. What's good with your Queen Lisa Bales, PD? You could throw Philippe Hergovich, Virgil Ortiz, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez. None of these kids are with the PBC. Very important. Super important. They already started off on the right track. Now, think about it. Even though Devin Haney over there messing around with Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather maybe he's trying to be slick and get Devin Haney to come. Devin ain't gonna sign with him because Devin's dad ain't going for it. He already spoke out against that. So the good thing about all of these young prospects is they're not even under the Mayweather banner. And this guys is just the American prospects. There are many, many, many more prospects. Well, Philippe Hergovich, Daniel Dubois, they're not American, but there are many, many more prospects out there that Jalalov, that I've not even talked about, but I've not been focused on them to see their work ethic or whatever. But there are a lot of prospects out here, and it seems like it doesn't seem like they're taking the Tank Davis route, at least for now. Fighting lower guys, and so Virgil's constantly moving up, boot screaming out high heaven to get a good fight. But I guess he's gonna have to sign with one of the majors before he does anything. But Hashman said Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert, I'm not really convinced on Chris Colbert. Let me put this link in the chat again. You guys come up and join the discussion. I'm not really convinced of Chris Colbert fully. I mean, he's good. He can fight. I'm not knocking him, but I need to see a little more from Chris Colbert. I don't really put him at the level as a Virgil or Teofimo, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Dubois, Ryan. I don't put him at the level of those guys. South Croy in the building. What's good with your South Croy? Lisa, he's a beauty. Honestly, he looks like one of them real pedigree breeds. Y'all talking about a dog? Nick Sullivan is up next. Golden Boy prospect. Yeah. Hashman, like I said, there's some other prospects that I probably haven't, been paying attention to. And then, of course, the camera's got to get in front of these guys too. See, that's Jerron Boots Ennis' problem. When we see Jerron Boots Ennis, when we look at Jerron Boots Ennis, he's another one. He could be on this list, but I don't have him on the list of the guys we're going to talk about today because the cameras are not on him. They've always been great fighters, and he'll have to do a lot, Jerron Ennis Boots. He'll have to do a lot. And a lot of times with guys like that, they do so much, and then they get older, and then they finally get their shot. Sometimes they make it and win, and sometimes they don't. But if they win, they can't defend that long because they're already over the hill by the time they got their shot. And, the media plays a big part of legacy and all of that. The cameras don't get on a lot of these guys. And that's Jerron and his Boots problem. That's why I don't really have this. He's not on the list that we're going to talk about today. So, Kosei Tanaka should be on the list, 24, the youngest. You know what? Kosei Tanaka should be on the list. Also, you could actually put Naoya Inoue. I know he's 26, but hell, he's just a year older than Tank. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Kosei Tanaka, he damn sure could be on this list. But you know what, Lawrence? To tell you the truth, yes and no. I mean, with what he's done, yes, but again with the cameras, bro. Like you gotta understand, the guys that I have on this list, the cameras are on them. You know what I mean? Like Kosei Tanaka, hardcores are talking about Kosei Tanaka. Like we're talking about Kosei Tanaka. Casual fans, which spend the most money in this sport, they're not talking about Kosei Tanaka, and that's the problem. Like I agree with you on what he's done in the sport, just like Nick Sullivan with Hashman brought up, just like Nick Sullivan, right? I agree with you on what they've done, like what they're doing in the sport, but we got to realize something. The camera is on these guys. The camera's on these guys. Daniel Dubois, interviews, fights. Teofimo Lopez getting ready to fight freaking Lomachenko. Devin Haney's always Bob Arum can always do a better job at promoting his guys, but people know Shakur Stevenson. Even the casuals know Shakur Stevenson. Virgil Ortiz is going to be a star. Ryan Garcia is going to be a star. So this is why I pick these particular kids, because right now they're doing things, but they're in the spotlight. So when you look at like the future of boxing and what we can look forward to, I'm not saying that Kosei, Jerron in his Boots, Monster Nui. I'm not saying, Monster Nui, he's kind of a star now. He's in the limelight. But I'm not saying the other young Jalalov, Hergovich, You know, I'm not saying these prospects will not be significant because they damn sure will. But these are the stars. These are the people that's in front of the cameras. So these are the guys that's going to draw people back to boxing. You know what I mean? Recognition for the young guns. That's right. No doubt. No doubt. He said, nah, D, I got a new kitten. I rated for. Oh, okay. I had to keep one. Okay. I got you. Yeah. Yo, kittens are cool. I don't much go for cats, but kittens are cool. You know, they're fun. Hashman Boston said, nobody watching Tanaka. That's sad. He should be in the top 10 pound for pound. Well, he is in the top 10 on a lot of people's lists, Hashman. You know, pound for pound. Remember, different analysts, columnists, and sports channels have their own list, and that's why it's subjective. So, Kosei Tanaka is on some pound for pound list. You know, he does deserve. I mean, he has rights to be there. Now, I didn't mean to do that. What's up, Smoke?
Hey, good morning, man. Well, I guess it's morning for me. It's afternoon for you, but hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. I hadn't heard of Ennis until most recent fights, but he's really good. Yeah, and that's the problem. Camera's not on him. That's why he's not on this list. See, the guys that's on this list, the camera's on them, and it's going to be significant. Their careers are going to be significant in boxing. Not to say that a lot of these other prospects careers won't be significant, but when the cameras are not on you, you have to do more, you have to fight more, and then you wear and tear yourself down more, and then you get noticed, and then you get that shot. That's generally how it happens in all sports when you don't have that camera on you. Speak on that, Smoke. You there, Smoke?
Yeah, I'm here. Hold on. Let me just turn that. Yeah, you know, it actually depends on the sport. You know, well, see, in basketball, do you need to have the camera on you if you're a young guy? I don't think so. I think you can make your moves and not be a Rookie of the Year candidate. But in boxing is you know, it's brands, and it's your ability to draw people to a live event, and it's your ability to it. Like, sometimes the fight can produce itself when it's two people and the fight's big enough, but still both parties have to do their own individual work to make that happen. Yeah, boxing is unlike, I think, you know, baseball, any other team sport where you can kind of coast off of your teammate's success. But yeah, boxing, it's either you or it's nothing, right? You know, well, I definitely understand why you would focus on the guys who are who have who find themselves in a situation where they do have a spotlight on them. They definitely have to make the most of the spotlight, because you know, so many young boxers don't. You know, you have no idea who they are.
Right.
Yeah, so like these guys who find themselves in a privileged position, and you know what, I'm going to throw Tank on there. I know, you know, I hear your reasons for not doing on there, and I think your wording is perfect when it comes to his focus and his dedication to the sport. But still, he does have the spotlight on him, and what he does with him, you know, what these guys do with it. Yeah, what these guys do with the spotlight is it will definitely affect their legacy.
Yeah, for sure. And the sport, which is what we're going to be talking about, because this discussion is going to be about their effect on the sport in the future, you know, and them, of course, and those guys as well. Dom in the building. What's good with you, Dom? Angel Santos, actual facts, boxing talks in the building. What's good with you, Angel? My man Iceman in the building. What up, Iceman? Appreciate you coming through, fam. So, yeah, Smoke. All right, so I'm going to drop the link in the chat again for anybody else who would like to join today's discussion. As y'all know, panel is open for 3 people, so Smoke is the first in the building. Smoke, we're gonna go ahead and crank it up, man. I'm not gonna waste time because I believe IBFP is live and Johnny Boy's live, so I'm not sure how many people will get in until one of those guys shut down, if they shut down throughout this. So we just gonna jump in, get started. So let's start off with Ryan Garcia. Get this Smoke's favorite kid. So no, but honestly, Ryan Garcia, you know, he's doing well now, and he definitely needs to be tested, in my opinion, because Dono ain't gonna cut it. Not for me. I need to see more from this kid, but he's on the right track, in my opinion. He's with Eddie Reynoso. He's in a good camp. He's around Canelo, and he's constantly training and learning from Canelo. I'm seeing not as much improvement as I would like to see in his head movement, but I am seeing improvement. I would think, you know, sometimes fighters have it naturally. Like Canelo, you know, he may have it naturally, and his adaptability may be higher than Ryan's because he fought with Floyd, and he's been, you know, he adapted to that, and he's built on it ever since. So my thing is, they need to work with Ryan. That's one of the flaws I see. Sometimes you keep that head too high. Somebody gonna connect with that chin one day, and of course he's never been hit either. So that's another question about him. So I need to see more from Ryan Garcia. But however, with that being said, the cameras are damn sure on him. The spotlight is on him. And this kid is going to be one of the kids, if he does well, that's going to bring the fans into boxing. What do you think about that? Get this Smoke. Just keep punching. This is going to cause some problems as the level of opposition rises. Yeah, that's a fact. If he doesn't get that exactly. But go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, I think Reynoso is a good a good thing for him. You know, I've been a Ryan fan for a while. What he said about the unrest, this latest controversy that's happening in the world outside of the ring, that's actually outside of COVID-19 too. I think what his message to my community, the community I'm a part of, was pitch perfect. I absolutely loved what he had to say, his little tweet. But, you know, that aside, we're just talking about the boxing aspect of it. Yeah, he definitely needs to be more defensively responsible. He's kind of straight up in the air, needs to vary the speed of his punches. I like his legs. Fighters can be a prisoner of their own success. If you start getting guys out of there fast, need in order to develop, to work out things on the gym. So you wind up stagnating a little bit. So while it was impressive how he got the guy out of there fast, you also need tested stuff. So it's bright for the kid. It has been forever. And yeah, I'm excited to see what comes up next. It's the shame the Linares fight fell through. I was looking forward.
I know.
I don't know if it was
you break it up a little bit.
Kind of dipsy-do switches.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, I don't know if the fight was ever, how close the fight was ever to being made, or if they were just like using the anticipation of such a good fight to boost both guys' names. But if that fight actually comes off, then that's a good scrap.
Yeah, it is. And it's a very good test for Ryan Garcia because although Linares is old, he still got pop with him. We know power is the last thing to go. And that kid's chin hasn't been tested. So Linares got enough pop to test that chin. And he can get the kid in trouble, possibly put him away because he's also experienced, so he'll know what to do when he gets the kid in trouble versus will the kid know what to do when he gets in trouble because he hasn't been in trouble in there yet. So it's a lot of questions that need to be answered for Ryan Garcia.
Well, there's a question about that when Linares, because when he dropped Loma, he didn't do jack shit. He just sat there. He needs to get on Loma's ass after he get knocked.
I do remember that. Yeah, it reminds me. It's the same thing. Gamboa when he wobbled Crawford, he got gunshot. Shane Mosley when he wobbled Mayweather, he got gun shy. It's like sometimes these guys get these dudes and they wobble them. Maybe it's like in the back of their mind because they still in the ring with him, that maybe the guy could be playing possum or he's still dangerous. You know how fighters do that, right? So maybe they thinking some shit like that. I'm not sure because the fighter in front of them is so great. Like maybe that's in the back of their mind why they kind of get gun shot. Like why he trying to bait me in. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I could think of. Because other than that, they should go in for the kill and finish the job. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, with the just exception of Mayweather. I think Shane did try to get him because he cracked him twice. He didn't just crack him once. He cracked him twice, but then Mayweather went into full protection mode.
Mayweather, he was like, he was stuttering. After that second time, he popped him good, and he allowed Mayweather to wrap him up and get his legs back under him. He got
that's what I'm saying. Like Mayweather went in full protection mode. He went into.
Yeah, I don't know, Smoke. I think you might be in a bad area, but
okay, cool. I'll move for a second. I'm still here.
Okay, good. So Dom Boy says Tank will make Ryan go to sleep. You know what, Dom? I left it on that comment, and I wanted to speak on that. That's strange. My hat kind of messes with the green screen. But anyway, Eddie Reynoso may agree with you, Dom. Eddie Reynoso may agree with you because Tank was talking back and forth to Ryan. Ryan Garcia was talking back and forth with Tank, saying how he'll spark Tank and all of this. And that's where the whole Tank versus Ryan talk came up. Basically, Ryan sparked it up with all his mouth on social media. And, Tank Davis, of course, is going to lash back and say what he'll do to Ryan. But Eddie Reynoso came out and he made a comment as if he wasn't really sure if Ryan was ready to move in that direction. He wasn't really sure if Ryan was even ready for Linares. Now, if Eddie Reynoso, the trainer, says this, then Don Boyer, no matter how much you might hate Tank Davis, Don Boyer may have a point here. And I'm not saying he'll sleep him, but he may beat him because Eddie Reynoso is not real comfortable that Ryan should move in that direction yet. So, not such a bad comment. If you'd put that comment up about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have gotten the same response. I don't know, Don, but would love to watch the fight. Yeah, I would like to see it too. Devin Haney is one of the brightest young prospects. Yep, we're going to talk about him. He's on the list. Virgil Ortiz and Haney are the best prospects. Yep, both of them on the list. Ryan don't want it already. No. Well, Ryan wants it, Dom. Trust and believe Ryan wants it. But Reynoso doesn't want it for him. So see, these kids, and that's what this is about, Dom. This whole discussion. That's the attitude I like, because he may very well not be ready. There may be still flaws. Like just when I started talking about him, I said there's still some things that I would like to see in him. And that's why I'm glad you brought that comment up about, Tank, because I still see those flaws in him. I'm sure Smoke sees some of those flaws in him still. You know what I mean? So he still has to develop. Well, Tank don't have to develop no more. That motherfucker been in the process. He's 25 fight, 26 fight. I don't know. He's been in the process. He's 25 now. He don't need to develop. He's developed. And Ryan is still developing. So, just got to be realistic about it. It's not about who you like. You still got to be realistic about the sport. Eddie Reynoso knows a lot more about what goes on. I know a lot about what goes on in that ring. But that dude knows a hell of a lot more than I know about what goes on in that ring. And he says the kid's not ready. So I'm going to ride with Reynoso. I wouldn't challenge a man with his knowledge of the sweet science at all. See, Boxer Monster said, Tank only sleep baby mamas. That clown is washed and will get exposed. I don't know, man. Eddie Reynoso don't agree with you, Boxing Monster. Well, if the trainer's saying he's not ready, he must have some flaws. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's a fact. When they saw Rolly spar Ryan, they knew he wasn't ready for Tank. Yeah, and Floyd Mayweather, you know, and check this out. Floyd Mayweather came out and probably did something he shouldn't do because we know it's taboo to talk about sparring and such. But Floyd Mayweather came out and hinted really hard at the fact that Ryan got spanked up by Rolly and ran out of the gym mad. You know, now Floyd said ran out of the gym crying, but he meant mad, pissed off. So, bro, if you're not messing with Rolly Romero, you're not seeing Tank, Devin, hell, Shakur might get him. So he may need a lot of work. Now, this is sparring, guys, and it's still all speculation. We don't know if that's what happened. Could have been a good sparring match. Also, a sparring match is not a boxing match. They got 16-ounce gloves, headgear, and a lot of those guys, it's an all-out war. So he could have lost the all-out war, but will be straight dominant in the all-out boxing match. So, you know, still got to keep things in perspective. But if there's some truth to that, I don't think, even if you're ready for the Teofimos, the Devin Haneys, the Tank Davises, then even in sparring, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do against Rolly Romero. That's just my opinion on it. So, whatever. Well, I see Rahman in the building. What's good? My man Trollphobic 216 said it would be nice to see a real good grinding catch weight. Yeah. Hell yeah, Trollphobic. It would be. It would be. Yeah, he's not ready. He said a few more dangling doghouse. Yeah, he needs some fights. That Linares fight would have been excellent for him, bro. Smoke, you got your stuff straight yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, yeah, you good. Yeah, he should fight Haney, but you know that's not gonna happen, Wasi. What's up, Tim Dub? Tim Dub in the building. All right, guys. So moving on to the next kid. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong doggone place. All right, so moving on to the next kid on the list, the next young gun on the list, guys. Devin Haney. Now, you guys have heard me talk a whole lot about Devin Haney. Yes, but it's only in reference to the foolery he's talking about my guy Teofimo Lopez. Now, outside of that, Devin Haney is a good boxer. He does need to step up, just as Ryan Garcia, and he needs to prove more because Haney has not been in there with any higher level opponents either. So, you know, these kids, they still have to prove. We can go on the eye test, like, you know, a lot of people take away from these young kids with the eye test, but look at how many people still go on the eye test for Tank Davis. You know what I mean? So I don't I think these kids need to prove themselves. I need to see them at least in a fight with a fighter in the class of a Pedraza. At least Tank Davis does have a world-class fighter like Pedraza on him. He was a champion. So he has that under his belt. These kids don't have that under their belt, and they need that. They need that before we can say what they are. At least Tank Davis does have that. So you can say, that's why I never sit up here and disrespect or talk down on Tank Davis' skill or talent. You know, I say he's talented. He has still have a ton of potential. If he, you know, and hopefully this Devin Haney situation with Floyd Mayweather is a good thing for Tank Davis. Hopefully that get his mind right. He does get pissed off and get the hell away from the money team, because that could be the best thing that happened to that young kid. That could be the best thing that happens to his career. Get the hell away from Floyd and Ellaby and get somebody in there that's going to move his career the right way, because the process is over with. That shit's finished. Hatchman Boxing, what's up with you, fam?
I'm good, bro. How you guys doing? How's everyone in the chat? How's everyone in the panel? I'm all good.
Oh, great, bro. Great. How you doing over there in the UK? You staying safe?
Yeah, staying safe. Home with the family, just taking it easy, waiting for everything to get back to normal.
Right. No doubt. So, since you just stepped in the building, I'm gonna let you go first, and then we'll move to Smoke. We're talking to young guns concerning the future, and you know what their impact could be, and you know basically what they're doing now And we're talking about Devin Haney right now. So what do you think about Devin Haney? And, this is granted if he wins and accomplishes things, being that the camera's on him, he's with Eddie Hearn, which is another good thing. Things look well for Devin Haney for the future of boxing. This kid could be he could be instrumental in bringing fans back to the sport of boxing. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Haney. He's a good fighter. He's young. He's hungry. He wants to fight. He wants to fight the guys. He's calling a lot of names out. But one thing I don't like what he's been doing was he's starting to get into a habit where he's speaking more than he's acting. Because I remember when Teofimo Lopez was getting a lot of criticism, talking about Lomachenko, he beat all these fighters, and now Teofimo's not talking as much because he's shown what he's done in the ring. He's faced Comey. Guys, a lot of people thought he might lose that. It was 50-50 fight to kill him. So that's what I want to see in Devin Haney. I don't want to talk about him being the future or the next person. We just got to see who he fights. I want to see him fight Fortuna or Luke Campbell, the winner of that fight. And if he beats one of those two guys, then he can be official. But other than that, it's all smoke and mirrors at the moment. I got distracted in the past where I used to hype up a lot of fighters before they died in the sport, and now I've learned my lesson. I just want to see what he's got. So he's got to prove himself, fight these top guys, and we can discuss by himself. I know his last fight he got injured. It wasn't a good performance. It was a late notice, but I'm not gonna take that too much. But I want to see him fight.
Well, he has no excuse for that because he said his shoulder was ready to go before this pandemic shut down. Now we have this pandemic shut down and the extra time for him to heal and rehab. His shoulder can't be an issue at all. Ring rust for a lot of these guys may be an issue, but Unbiased Boxing Talk and DT3 Bull Man brought up a good point. Both of those guys been in the ring before. They said once you get into a few good spars, and Hashman, you box. So they said after, once you get into a few good spars, you work a lot of that ring rust off. What do you think about it? You think that's a true statement, Hashman? For all you guys that don't know, Hashman's a young, aspiring boxer, and he's coming up, so watch out for him. But what do you think about that statement? Is that true? Like if you had fought for a while and you get in there and you start sparring with guys, that works off a lot of the ring rust? Are you there, Hashman? Oh, he must have fell off. All right, so Smoke, what do you think about Devin Haney, bro?
Right. Oakland's own. The town is always representing. I love this kid. I love his attitude. I love the business moves that he makes. And I love what he does inside the ring and out. He still definitely is a work in progress. I like him from long range. From mid range and short range, his shots kind of loop. He needs to learn how to throw straighter shots. He has a lot of tools. He doesn't necessarily use them all at the right times. So he's still learning how to put his game together. The sky's the limit for the dude. I think, he definitely needs to have some opposition. I don't know who Eddie has for him at 135 pounds, but and especially this pandemic we don't have access to the DAZN's books, but it doesn't take much to understand that a app that's based on sports is going to hurt. A subscription-based apps that's based on sports is going to hurt when there's no sports, right? So I'm thinking, they need to definitely make some moves for Devin Haney. I'm not sure what they got. Santiago is, that's too hard to test. That's too hard to test for a guy, from a guy who doesn't really have a name or a following. So that those kinds of fights kind of depress the marketability and forestalls the hype train that Devin Haney's on right now. So I hope they get some, tough competition still, but better names, more known people, more people who've done more in boxing than Santiago. But you know, being 5'11" at 135 pounds is hard to come by. So it's still a good test, right? But also, Santiago, it could be that they're preparing him to move up, that he's not going to be at 135 for very long, which I think may be a mistake if he can actually make the weight.
Wasi, what was that, Smoke?
I wasn't sure if you were still there. That's it. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Wasi says, yeah, I don't really agree with the ring rust, more so being confident under the bright lights in front of the crowd. Because fighting is an instinct that can be trained. It's just whether you can control the flight or fight mode under the bright lights. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, Wasi. And I think a lot of other fighters, I've heard other fighters and MMA say that as well too, Wasi. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, there's no substitute for big fight atmosphere. And also, you know, being sharp is a product of being in competitive fights against high-level competition. Not necessarily, like, you can get your stamina and all that stuff, I think, in the ring, but we've seen ring rust happen in fights. Like, we've seen the guys not be as sharp after a layoff.
Exactly.
There's only one guy, like, really in the history to be off, like, you know, 2-3 years and then come back and compete at the highest level.
Exactly. All right, so let me see. I think Cap said the zone needs to get back on track. Yeah, well, everybody do think Cap. It's affected everybody. The zone, top rank, PBC, Golden Boy, NFL, Major League. Everybody need to get back on track. And fighters who fight under it constantly show more confident fighting ability. Yeah. To me, that's what's the difference between Adam Lopez and Oscar Valdez. Yeah, Oscar Valdez is not on my list because I see he really needs to improve. And I'm not, you know, I saw big things in Oscar Valdez, but I just don't, you know, I think maybe I was blind or something like that. What do you think about Oscar Valdez, Smoke, while I load this next guy up? We still need to see something from Haney. Yeah, that's right, Raider. I agree. We do.
Yeah, if we're talking about how we need to see stuff from Shakur and Devin Haney, then what are we talking about Valdez for, you know?
Yeah, right. Like, definitely right. Bossy says, I'm Shaman on. My connection is not great. Yeah, it's all good, Hashman. I appreciate you coming up here, fam. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So, Devin Haney, like I said, if Devin Haney proves himself, if he steps up, Luke Campbell, when Hashman was up here, he made a very, very good point. Luke Campbell, you know, Fortuna would be a good fight. I got Devin Haney beating Fortuna. I got him beating Fortuna. I think Fortuna will put up a good fight for Haney. But Luke Campbell versus Devin Haney is, you know, I would say it's a 50-50 fight, but I would actually lean toward, I know people don't want to hear this, I would lean toward Luke Campbell because I don't know. I just like what I see in Luke Campbell more, and I haven't seen enough from Devin Haney. Even though he lost in the fight with Lomachenko, he did extremely well in that fight with Lomachenko. He hurt Lomachenko in that fight. He pushed Lomachenko back. So I didn't expect Luke Campbell, and I don't think anyone else expected Luke Campbell to beat Devin Haney, Lomachenko. But he did well in that fight. All we hear about from Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney is about what they will do to Lomachenko. They haven't gotten in there and proven it yet. And Teofimo's my boy, but you ain't gotten there with that monster yet. And I already said plenty of times I got to go with Loma by decision over Teofimo. I could be wrong, but I'm just going with my eyes. But I've seen Luke Campbell in there with Lomachenko. And I didn't expect Luke Campbell to win. But I didn't expect Luke Campbell to do as well as he did either. Devin Haney, Luke Campbell, great fight. And I would actually edge Luke Campbell just because I haven't seen Devin Haney fight a higher level of competition. So, you know, it is what it is. And I like what I see in Luke Campbell. It's not just because of the level of competition that Devin Haney has fought, because I really like Devin Haney. I think he's a talented kid, but I ain't seen him do it against higher level competition. And I've seen Luke Campbell box versus Lomachenko, and he did a hell of a job. So, gotta go with Luke. Cool hand Luke. Tim says, smash the like button. Appreciate you, Tim. So, up with the next guy on the list. Who do you guys think it is? None other than Shakur Stevenson. Now, Shakur.
If I could just can I just make a point about Luke Campbell's success over with Loma? There's a size difference there, right? And it was visible in that fight. That's not going to be there for Devin Haney.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Devin Haney is a little taller than, well, actually a bit taller than Lomachenko. Has a better reach too. So, and he knows how to utilize his reach as well. So, very, very, very good fight, bro. Very good fight. You know, very good fight. Like I said, I edge Luke. I don't say Luke wins for sure, or like 70-30 or no shit. No, I think it's really close. Call it a 50-50 fight. I would just personally edge Luke Campbell. But on with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson. Hashman says Campbell can box his ass off. He's a major problem for Haney. Good fight. Yeah, I think so too. Champ Ross in the building. What's good with you, Champ Ross? Welcome to the panel, LA. And as I usually do when you jump on the panel, I'll let you go first. So we talking young guns. You know, if considering they do well and the fact that they have cameras on them now, these are the guys that can bring boxing back to glory. And also, I like the level of dedication and, you know, commitment to the gym I'm seeing from this young class of guys, because they're not out there running around like Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson had an issue. He gave us a scare, but after that, he didn't, you know, got himself back together. He in there with Crawford and them and Jamel Herring and, you know, and Bomack and those guys, and he's focused. So what do you think about Shakur Stevenson and the future of boxing and what he could do for boxing Raider of LA?
Hey, what's up, man? First of all, good morning, D. Good morning, Smoke, and everybody in the chat. How's it going?
Good morning to you, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Good morning. What's up?
Hey, I like Shakur, man. I like that motherfucker. He's that guy he's really good, man. So far, what we've seen from him, his transition. I like his transition from defense to offense, and vice versa. It's fucking quick, dude. Reminds me kind of Mayweather. Just how fast he can transition, you know, from offense to defense or defense to offense. Also, I don't know if he's moving up already. The only thing so far that I kind of don't like is he's been calling out. What's his name? Is it was it other
Warrington.
dude on the? Yeah, Warrington.
Warrington.
Yeah, Warrington. He's been calling him out, and supposedly there was some offers thrown his Shakur's way, and I don't know. There's some type of issues there, but that's the only thing I don't like about him. As far as him being a star, I think he can definitely become a big star, man. He's got the it looks like he's got it. You know what I mean? But who knows? Only time will tell. Only we got to see something from if he can fight Warrington, and based off of that, we can see where his future will be, because we don't know if he's got a chin. What about if he ends up having a weak ass chin like Amir Khan? We don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
just we would like to see something from all these guys before we can make an assessment on their future. You know what I mean? At least my opinion.
No, that's accurate. That's accurate. And, you know, and that's why I say, you know, granted these kids pan out and they keep performing well, you know, the fact that the spot and all of them, you know, let's be honest, they all, at least now from the eye test, and we don't have to put like, say, Teofimo Lopez, Kosei Tanaka, which we don't have to put those guys in the eye test. They're already proven themselves. But a lot of these kids, like the Devin Haney, the Jerron in his boots, Ryan Garcia, they have to prove themselves. But we see the talent there. And so if they continue to do well, they already have the spotlight on them, and they have social media presence, a lot of these kids. That's the recipe to bring boxing back. That's the recipe to bring boxing back. And it looks bright to me if they can do well. So Hashman's back in the building. Hey, Hashman, I want to go back to that question just from your perspective about the ring rust situation. Like DT3, he does MMA, and unbiased, he used to box, amateur, he used to box. And he said that, if you hadn't boxed for a while, once you get like 3 or 4 good spars in, a lot of that ring rust, that goes away. You don't actually have to have fights for that to go away. Do you agree, or what? What you think about that?
I kind of agree, but it depends on how long you've been out of the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certain fight, everyone's different. Like when Floyd left, fought, he took a year off and then he fought Juan Manuel Marquez. He looked sharp in the fight. So everyone's got different abilities. For me personally, I think the ring rust is real, because I remember I boxed in May, then I took 4 months off, and I boxed in October or September around that time. And I was ring rusty, and I was getting fatigued. It wasn't a type of fatigue where I was training very hard, but the fatigue, I need to be active in the ring. So I was boxing in a competition for a week. So after the 3rd week, I started to get my fitness and everything correct. So ring rust is real. It's a real thing.
I got you.
It depends on
individuals. Yeah. Sporting Advantage. I don't know if I shouted you out. What's up with you, fam? Appreciate you. Best of the best in the building. B-Space, they're right up in here. What's up, B-Space? My man Scott Brown up in here. What's up, Scott Brown? Appreciate you guys coming through, joining the discussion. So get this smoke. Shakur Stevenson. For the love of sport.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Mr. 126, also another, Oakland representation in his corner, in the great Andre Ward. I like Shakur. I like his personality. I love his hand speed. I love the way that he's developed. He was on a nice streak before the pandemic shutdown happened. As a matter of fact, it happened on like the eve of his fight. He had already went through a camp. He was ready to go. He was about to fight on that Saturday. I think he got canceled on like a Friday or Thursday or something. But anyway, hopefully once it picks up, he's ready to roll. There's sort of talk about him going to 130. I don't know if that means he's moving out of division permanently, or if he just sort of gained weight between when he was supposed to fight now. Whatever it is, I expect great things from the kid. Really, development needs to happen. But I like his fundamentals. I like where he's coming from. I'm not a big fan of him, of some of the things that I hear, not just the Warrington situation, but also with Rob Kardashian's baby mama. Just stuff like that. And Devin Haney had like some relationship also, but I think that was brief and went real fast. I just hope these guys have their heads on straight. Also, there's some kind of thing going on with Tank and Floyd's. Anyway, I'm not even go there. I hope the guy is disciplined and focused. I think he has all the tools. He definitely made with his work in 2018, 2019. He came up to be a name that looks like he should be reckoned with. We don't know how big he's going to be. He's still young. But, I can't wait to see the guy fight again.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So, Hashman fell off again. I think he having a bad connection. But T-Tone Toledo, I seen you step up in. What's up, fam? Scott Brown said Floyd was KOing guys like Corrales at 130. Shakur, not enough power. Floyd's a different specimen, Scott Brown. And Shakur Stevenson, although he's good, he ain't no damn Floyd Mayweather. Let's get that straight. Another thing, He fight Corrales in like 2001. What was Floyd, like 24? Shakur Stevenson ain't in his man strength yet. He still got time. Only 22 years old, so he's a couple of years younger than Floyd too. These kids still got to finish developing, bro. Get that full strength in them. They don't have that yet. So I think Shakur has respectable power. We don't know what his power is going to be. He's not going to be a power guy, though. I will agree with that. But, you know, like he would have been toting some type of power already, like Teofimo, Tank Davis. You know, these kids, they tote power early on. So you know when they're going to be a power guy. Mike Tyson, fucking 18, knocking grown men through the fucking ropes and shit. You know guys are going to be power guys. So Shakur's not going to be that. But one thing about Shakur is Shakur is such a defensive fighter. A lot of times he doesn't plant his feet. He may have more power than people believe he does. If he plants his feet and come at a guy, he may land a good shot and pull a guy down. Just have to see. He's got to work on transitioning his weight a little better. That's a flaw that I see in Shakur Stevenson. Fantasy Boxing Prediction League. Yes. So, everybody, Fantasy Boxing Prediction League on Facebook. That's where you go to on Facebook, Fantasy Boxing Prediction League. All right, like the page, you can join that way. That's it. You like the page, then you start putting in your predictions for the fights. My man Champ Ross is posting fights. The Prediction League is back and popping. I gotta take it this year. I gotta come back and take it, but it's back on Friday. So everybody come over, you know. Champ just put all the information right there. He put the link in the chat. You guys check us out. Don't be scared. I'm going to spank you the first few seasons you in there, but you might get better and be able to, you know, deal with D. Jeff because I am the man to chase in that motherfucker. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you come in there chasing me, you might do well. B-Space. Yeah, so, yeah, man. So I think Shakur, like I said, guys, just keep in context that if these kids continue to do well, and the fact that they already have the cameras on them, I think, and the level of dedication. This is why these kids that I have on the list are on the list. They're dedicated to the sports. They're in the gym. They have the right people around them. You know what I mean? And if they stay on the right path, the straight and narrow, so to speak, and keep doing the things they're doing, these kids can bring the fans back to boxing because they also come equipped with social media. Shiz Biz in the building. What's good with your Shiz Biz? Let me see. Scott Brown said tune-up should be for injury and guys recovering like Floyd. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, tune-ups. Yeah, I don't think.
No, he said Fury because he was talking about your boy being a cokehead.
Yeah. I said Floyd, but I read. That's why I laughed and kind of got off of it because I know he was talking about Fury. You had to point that out, though, didn't you, Smoke? But anyway,
that Fury has a drug problem?
Yeah. Well, look. So, Virgil Ortiz next on my list. Now, here's something interesting that I found with Virgil Ortiz. A lot of people, Ryan Garcia. Virgil Ortiz, in my opinion, could be the next big thing at Golden Boy. Because here's the thing where when I look at Virgil Ortiz and I look at Ryan Garcia, I need to see less from Virgil Ortiz than I do from Ryan Garcia. I need to see a little better defense from Virgil Ortiz. You know, get off that center line because I don't like that about it. Maybe some lateral movement, but I'm pretty much impressed with Virgil Ortiz, and I'm solid with him. I need to see more from Ryan Garcia than I need to see from Virgil Ortiz. But from what I see from this kid, he could be a jewel, and that could be your next champion, demolishing guys for Golden Boy. How lucky is Golden Boy to have two potential prospects like this that could blow, you know, the roof off? Get this Smoke. What do you think about Virgil Ortiz?
I like him. He's a young, good-looking kid. He's got a lot of pop. He's got a lot of heart. He's a little bit flat-footed, but he can work that out. He's like I said, he's young. He seems to have a nice team around him. There's something going on with him mentally that I can't quite put my finger on just yet. He might just be a new prototype fighter, but he says some things during this whole COVID thing that just sort of threw me off, and I just sort of am looking at him sideways a little bit. But I definitely like what he does in the ring. If he is only going to be around 147 for a little bit, then I don't know. Like, if he's only going to be at 147 for 2 years, I don't expect him to do much in the next 2 years.
I think 2 or less, to tell you the truth. 2 or less.
Say again?
I think 2 or less. I don't think he'll be there that long. 2 years or less, he'll be out of there.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of noise he can make in such a stacked division with guys who are so accomplished and waiting to fight each other. It's kind of there's like kind of a log jam at the top. So seeing him at 154, man, that's dangerous. I got to see what his body looks like, what it develops. He has a lot of flaws. Those boys are big. I'm a little bit afraid for Virgil Ortiz, to be frank, actually.
At 154?
Just period. If he's not talking about being at 147 for like 5 years, then I don't know what the future's gonna hold for him. I think he's gonna get hurt.
I don't have no fear for him, because bro, he was cutting weight at 140. He's cutting weight at 147. I mean, he's cutting weight at 147. The kid's big and he's still growing. He gonna be solid at 154, dog. He's gonna be solid at 140. He was struggling.
I mean, but I'm just saying,
like, this is the thing. He was struggling at 140, struggling, like beating himself down. So he gets to 147. He's still cutting to make 147. Virgil has a frail looking frame, but look at his shoulders. He's got wide shoulders. He's probably got big bones because he's going to grow, bro. He's going to be fine if they move him right. I don't want to see him going to 154, jumping in there with the wrong guys, because then I agree with you, Smoke. He could potentially get hurt. They got to move him because he's been escalating so quickly. But I think size and frame, just looking at his frame wise, I think he's going to be okay at 154. Let's not forget too, Smoke, that he still got like a year and a half or 2 at 147. So we still talking down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to move him extremely careful, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to thread this needle, and he's going to be basically a sort of a more complete fighter and moving up to 154, but he's going to have a name because he's been around for so long. So, like, how you move a guy with a name that still needs to get acclimated to a division that hasn't really done anything in the sport because he's been moving around weights and not actually dominating any of the weights that he's been in, it's going to be a problem.
Well, he's been dominating the fights that he's been in. He's not supposed to, at this age, at a prospect, dominate any weight classes. He ain't supposed to. He's supposed to move up and dominate in his fights, and that he has been doing. He ain't supposed to dominate no fucking divisions yet. He's too young. So we shouldn't even have no kind of expectation of that. But in the fights he competes in, he's been dominant, severely dominant. So, like, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying, and because he's been dominant in these fights, he's guarding a name for himself. So now he's going to be moving up to a division. You figure in the next couple of years that may be a little bit thin, but he's going to have a name for himself and a reputation because he's had these dominant performances in the lower weight classes. But he also hasn't. To me, if he stays around and for a year and a half, 2 years, I don't see him capturing a title in that time.
At 147.
Yeah, 147.
Yeah, I don't argue with that. Unless they can pit him in a fight. Like, the problem with him catching the title and within 2 years at 147, it's all of the malarkey going on at 147. One thing's for sure, you're gonna have to get through Mikey, Manny, Spence, Danny, Spence, Mikey, Spence, Crawford, whatever. Guys, we're gonna have to get through any of that shit before Virgil even gets looked at. So
yeah, you forgot who got some Pacquiao too.
Right. So I can't. That's why I said Manny. That's what I meant when I said Mikey, Manny.
Yeah,
but even still, like it's too much, bro. Like these guys got too much on the plate and too big. Like Virgil is a prospect, but he ain't no fucking draw yet. Let's not get it twisted. He ain't gonna be no bigger draw than Manny Spence or Manny Mikey or Spence Crawford or Manny Crawford. Like he ain't even in the freaking question, bro. So like that kid is not what Smoke saying has a lot of validity to it. I'll just put it that way. Battle Rifle in the building. What's good with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Don Boyle says Shakur has enough power to stop his opponent from being over aggressive, maybe not KO power. Yeah, I will agree with that, Don. AA Boxing and Blunts, what's up with you, fam? Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in 2 years, with these dominant performances, there's gonna be a lot of pressure on Virgil to perform at 154. So there's gonna be very little patience for him to move outside of a certain kind of way, and that's gonna be a tough kind of way. It's gonna be tough to negotiate, the proper name value to leverage his name value with his competition moving up. It's just gonna be like Tank has that issue right now.
No. Well, I ain't going into that. Tank has Ellery.
No. I mean, I'm just saying, like, him going up to 135. People now want to see him fighting. They don't want to see anything other than him fighting the absolute best.
Well, see, here's the thing. Virgil's humble, and Tank's full of shit. And Tank's a 3-time champion now. Or at least this is what they call him. So he should be going to fight these people. He should be. Because he's already said that he will destroy them, beat them, knock them out. And his team says he will destroy them, beat them, knock them out. So he shouldn't be fighting no older guys trying to just get a name on your title. We can't expect that. But Virgil not running around out there talking about all of these people he'll so-called knock out and do all of this and all of that. So, But again, man, fuck Tank right now because he ain't on the list. Let's talk Virgil Ortiz and Battle Rifle in the building. So, Battle Rifle, Virgil Ortiz. Oh, you know what? I got too many on the panel. But Virgil Ortiz, what do you think? Future star, and could he potentially bring fans back to boxing? Do you like what you see in this kid, his level of dedication and focus on the sport? That's what we're talking about with these young guns, and we're on Virgil Ortiz. What you think, Battle?
I agree with everything you think, D. Jeff, because you're going to help me with these bets. I just play. Honestly, I was too lazy to look him up, so I know really nothing about him. I just know he's a Golden Boy fighter, but so I think I have to look more, have to do more research into him. He looks good. He has a lot to learn. I almost said he reminded me of Jaime Munguia when he was coming up because he was a guy that was getting a bunch of knockouts, and we could see that he could move a bigger weight class than what he was, and he's a pretty tall guy. I think he's like 5'10" or 5'9" or whatever. So, I have to look more into him.
All right. Well, you're going to like what you see when you go looking. Kid's sharp. Damn, I fell way behind in the chat. All right. So, DT3 Bull Man in the building. I got too many on the panel, but since I let y'all in, everybody can stay. What's up, Bull? What's up with you, fam?
Nothing much, man. I heard the Tank Davis thing. That's why I wanted to cook on, but I keep him rolling on Virgil Ortiz. But everything is cool, man.
Fuck Tank. He not on my list today. He not on.
Yeah, everything's cool, man. I'm just trying to enjoy life and enjoy my time before the military come. They on their way, so just trying to enjoy the day, man. Enjoy this weather. For the military and the National Guard get here because they on the way right now. They're coming from SAC.
Wow. Yeah. They're gonna be in a few cities. But what do you think about Virgil and him bringing fans to boxing? This is all in the perspective of these kids continuing to do well and fight, well and achieve. This kid can be like the star golden boy, and the fact that they're young, they're interconnected with the youth. They're the catalyst, in my opinion, to bring in life back to boxing. What do you think about Virgil Ortiz concerning that?
As long as he's consistent, because his fights, and that's another thing people fail to realize too. Some people just have a very entertaining fighting style. You know what I mean? Even if some of it may look terrible, and lots of people might say Deontay Wilder's fighting style is not an entertaining fighting style. Marco Antonio Barrera was not the most technical guy in the world, but his fighting style is very nice. Marcos Maidana is not the most technical fighter in the world, but his fights are exciting. And I don't see the very technical, skilled type of fighter with Virgil Ortiz, but his fights are exciting. I want to see him fight. I want to see who's going to stand up to him. The same thing with Oscar Valdez. Yeah, he might get hit a lot. He might get hit with unnecessary punches, but the dude comes to scrap. It's going to be a fight if Oscar Valdez is in the fight. And I have the same feel with Ortiz, with Virgil Ortiz. I have the same feel with him. So I think with him being with Golden Boy, him also having, Canelo to look up to, and you got Ryan Garcia, you got all those particular skill sets around you, I think he can't do nothing but get better in time. And I think he's gonna be a big star. I don't think he's gonna eclipse the stardom of Ryan, but I think he's gonna kind of gain his own type of stardom in boxing in the years to come.
All right, so Battle Rifle got jokes. He said the biggest thing that holds me back from supporting Virgil Ortiz is that every time I see his face, I'm reminded of El Jefe. Priceless. I just had to put that one up there. All right, Lawrence Williams said Virgil can fight guys like Sammy Vargas, Ray Robinson. Whoa. See, now I'm glad you said I like this comment because I want to for a second here. What the fuck happened to Rashidi Ellis? And I'm not sure if Virgil just go in there because Rashidi Ellis, man, boy, he has so much talent. What happened?
I asked him the same question, D. Jefferson. He said that I think he said that maybe L-Dub can clarify. I think he was saying that he just went on a layoff or he had promoter problems or something. But I think he said he fought not too long ago, but it wasn't really nothing really to brag about.
That would be a good fight. I mean, actually, all of these fights, Ray Robinson, Sammy Vargas, but Rashidi Ellis, boy, I really want to see him come back. But yeah, hell yeah, Lawrence Williams. I think that he could go in there. And those are the kind of guys that you want to see him. And I would say even like first going up to 154, I would like to see him fight like some, low-level opponent, really, just to acclimate to the weight class first before even moving like a Sammy Vargas. I don't know, bro, because again, the transition to be so fast, bro. He ain't gonna be at 147 long. I think he's gonna be at 154 quick. But I think Sammy Vargas and Ray Robinson, I think that he can weather that. I think that's good, bro.
It's some dogs at 54 though, D. Like it's some dogs.
I know. It's not really like it ain't really no yell out talent though, and these guys are not.
But I'm just saying, Virgil Ortiz. Do you think his power gonna transition to 54? Because he's not.
Yeah,
he's not just out here stopping dudes and just getting them out of there in super convincing fashion. He's wearing dudes out and basically making dudes quit in their own little way, getting them out of there that way. But he's not. He's not. I don't see him doing that. Like who? Laura's still fighting. Jerry Hurd is still at 54. Julian J. Rod Williams is at 54. I'm just saying the top guys. I mean, there's some lower opposition at 54. Right, I know.
Check this out, Boom. Check this out. You see what Jason Rosario just did to J Rock?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, that's the type of shit that Boots will come up there doing to those guys. And he packs it. And see, this is another thing. This is another thing. Not Boots, Virgil. This is another thing about Virgil. I was just explaining this earlier. What's up, Black and Brown? Virgil Ortiz, his frame, you look at his shoulders, you look at his frame, he's a little frail, right? But he's still growing. This kid only 22. He was struggling. Him and his cancer, he was struggling like a motherfucker at 140. So he was way too big for 140. He's still playing weight at 154. You know what I mean? Once he get there, you know, once a guy settle in, I think 154 is his settle in weight. I think eventually down the line in the future, he hits 160. You know what I mean? But I think 154 is his settle in weight. He settled in, he felt loose, he had a good weight. Bro, he caused some damage up there. Well, not with the top guys. I mean, he got to be tested though. He still got to be tested.
I feel like it's not to cut you off. I feel like it's unfair if Virgil, because he made me think about Arrow, and I feel like Virgil shouldn't move up and weight before Arrow. I think Arrow should move up to 54, but Arrow he struggled to make 47 too, and he makes 47. You know, I think
he got money. He got money
at 47. I think Ortiz should win a belt or two. I think he should unify at 47 before he move up. I think he should do that, or at least attempt to do that before he moves up to 54. Yep. I don't think he should move up to 54 until he fights a top guy at 47, just to see, okay, this is a top guy at 47.
This whole discussion is like a year or two down the line. Virgil moving up. It ain't no time soon. It's like a year or two down the line. You know what I mean? I do agree. He do need to fight a good guy at 147. That's for sure. He does need to do that. Nick Harmer said, "Body man and drink. Cheers to all your hard work, bro." Nick Harmer, appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. Chin Smoke in the building. What's good with your chin smoke? But Black and Brown boxing in the building. We got a full.
Hey D, Hey D, you were asking about Speedy Ellis, and I just joined to let you know he was scheduled to fight on the Virgil Ortiz undercard on March 28th, and he was actually the co-main event. So they were leading up to a Virgil Ortiz versus Speedy Ellis main event card in the next few months.
Okay, all right, yeah. Well, I really want to see a lot from him because I like Rashidi Ellis. Toby Barlett, what's up? El Primo, what's up with your fam? So, Black and Brown, what do you think? You heard the discussion, or you just wanted to drop in and drop that on us right quick?
No, I've been listening. I heard you asking about Rashidi Ellis, and I know about him because I had tickets to that fight,
right?
And I was excited to watch him fight in the co-main event and watch how that played out. You know, because they're trying to lead up to having them two fight.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the info because the panel too goddamn stacked anyway. So, but no. But you know you won't. Hey, I just try to keep it down on this show. I accidentally on. So.
No. Yeah. Number love, you Jeff. Hey, salute to everybody on the panel, man. I'm out.
All right. I appreciate you, Black and Brown. So there you go. A little info. That's why I love this community, bro. So there's a little info on Rashidi Ellis. Saint Britt, what's up with you, Saint Britt? Appreciate you coming through. So, did anybody not speak on Virgil Ortiz? Smoke, did you speak on Virgil Ortiz? Yeah?
I did. I think Raider didn't.
Oh, Raider.
Yeah.
My bad, Raider. Do your thing. The floor is yours, my brother. Oh, yeah, I know Raider like Virgil. Go ahead, Raider.
Of course. No, hey, Virgil Ortiz, that fool is one of my favorite fighters right now, dude. That guy's, I think he's got a 100% knockout ratio, if I believe. I think he's got 15 wins and 15 knockouts. Out of all the prospects, I think he's the one that's shown the most, beating better opposition on Mauricio Herrera, Antonio Roscoe, and Solomon, I think. I don't think he's gone past the 6th round.
I think he's knocked everybody out either in 6 or before 6 rounds. He's a come forward guy. He's a, like, fucking, I'm gonna take your head off kind of guy. He's not really a one of those sweet boxers, like the science boxers. He's more of a I'm gonna knock your head off kind of boxer. I like that. So yeah, man, I think out of all of them, I think he's gonna be the most successful. I think he's gonna grab a lot of belts. He might not be the highest, how do you say it, in views wise, not right now, because obviously Ryan Garcia's there. He's got all those followers. Virgil doesn't really have that, but I think he's gonna gain that through hard work, as opposed to Ryan already had that kind of star power. But I think Virgil is gonna have the most success out of all the ones that are that you have.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Wait till you see the whole list, because.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm speaking ahead of myself. Who do you have on the list?
Oh, stick around, my boy. So Tim Dove, my man Tim Dove said, buy some kale. Tim, I just flashed some kale on you, and the reason I start laughing is because the shit is invisible on the green screen. So it looked like I was holding nothing. I brought it up here and I was about to eat the kale on you, but y'all can't see it. But it's like kale in my hand. But anyway, appreciate the $10 super chat, Tim. So going on, Raider, I'll let you start off this next guy. We talking Daniel Dubois. Another young prospect. And see, this is why I said Jay Cooley in the building. What's good, Jay Cooley? Appreciate you coming through. I buy houses in the building. What's up? I buy houses. My brother Ness Mendoza. What's up, Ness? Mike R. But go ahead, Raider. What you think about Daniel Dubois?
To be honest, I haven't seen any of his fights. I've seen some of his highlights. He looks good. I'm not really can't really comment too much on him, because I wouldn't be genuine, because I don't really know that much about him. But I've seen some of his highlights. He looks good, man. I like his style. And I mean, that's all that I can say about him for now.
Yeah. Real quick before I move to the next person, Mike R says, salute, D. Salute to you, Mike. He says, can Keith Thurman come back? Virgil versus Thurman early next year. I think even though Keith Thurman has slid, I think that's a dangerous fight for Virgil. Keith Thurman's got a lot of experience. I can't lie and say I wouldn't like to see it, though. I would definitely like to see it. I just think that's kind of risky for the kid. But if he beats Keith Thurman, I don't think it'll be a lot of question about Virgil after that. I don't think anybody should have
questions about Keith Thurman, though. I bet you that.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to downplay his win, bro.
They can't, because he's a prospect. Like, how you going to downplay a prospect's win? Can't do that.
Because they're gonna be like, Keith wasn't the same after Pacquiao. They're gonna.
I don't know. You're probably right, though. But Battle, since you just
that fight ain't about to happen. That fight is not about to happen. Keith Thurman is not interested in no Virgil Ortiz fight.
Yeah. It ain't no money in that. Keith Thurman
ain't no money.
Keith Thurman wants to rematch. Keith Thurman wants to rematch Porter, probably fight Adrian Broner, and then retire fighting Errol Spence Jr. Because
Keith is gonna fight Mikey. Or who's gonna fight each other?
I bet you Keith fight Mikey to get a W. He gonna fight Mikey for a W.
He is gonna fight. I heard both of them say.
Okay, well, substitute Adrian Broner with Mikey Garcia. So it's gonna be more than likely a tune-up. Then Sean Porter, then probably Mikey Garcia. Then he's gonna be calling out Errol Spence, in my opinion.
All right, guys, let's get back to Dubois. Battle rifle. Daniel Dubois. Let me not call him Dubois. Daniel Dubois. You there, Battle?
Yeah, you want me to give my opinion on him?
Yeah.
This is my opinion.
Honestly, you know, I think I will have a different opinion depending on how he looks against man, what's his name? Joe Joyce. So, as of now, he looks really good. I like him, but I'm really curious to how this fight turned out because I can't really pick one. I think for now I got Joe Joyce, but it's a toss up fight.
But okay, so Justin, what do you think if I think he gets past Joe Joyce. I think it's a good fight. But if he gets past Joe Joyce and he continues to do well, concerning his work ethic and everything like that, this is a kid that can bring, the fans back to boxing. Because he's already likable. A lot of fans like him already. Smoke, what do you think?
All he got is a punch. All he got is a punch.
Let me go to Boom. Let me go to Boom first, Smoke, because Boom has a couple of
Yeah. Because I used to like Daniel. I ain't gonna lie, I used to really I'm not saying like he's not good or nothing, but I think he's being pushed a little too much right now. His skill set is not great to me. It's not elite. It's not even on par, being close to being on that level. So what I think, he just is a puncher. He a dude that can punch. He a dude that can hit hard. You know what I'm saying? He don't got no feet. He hella flat-footed. Fury will box circles around him. Fury not gonna stand there with him. Fury just gonna sit there, toy with him, fuck with his head, pop the jab on him, all the shit. Daniel Dubois you probably would give him a chance with Wilder because Daniel Dubois would just run Wilder down and make it uncomfortable. And with Dubois being such a hard puncher, I don't see that. You know what I mean? Wilder would have to be able to use his feet to beat Daniel Dubois and pop his jab to beat Daniel. If he don't do that, there's no way that Wilder could beat Daniel Dubois. But I feel like all Daniel Dubois got is he's just a hard puncher, and he can punch with both hands. I give him that, but he don't got no impressive jab. He don't got no impressive right hand or nothing like that. He don't impress me. I don't see Daniel Dubois and be like, ooh. All I see is just like, okay, if you keep him off of you, you can beat him. Keep him off of you, pop the jab on him. It's gonna be a long, boring fight, but pop the jab on him, slip some punches, weave, duck under some shit, move around, step around him. He can't do shit. You'll whoop his ass all night long. All night long. All you gotta do is box him. Just box him. So if he want to come in and win the game, just box him.
So would you put my guy, Hrgovic, would you put Filip Hrgovic over him? Because Hrgovic works the jab. He's got boxing skills.
I'll take Hrgovic.
Right.
I'll take Hrgovic.
I got Hrgovic. A lot of people give me heat when I talk about Filip Hrgovic, but my man, shout out to my man.
Honestly, Filip Hrgovic is probably the most skilled heavyweight prospect there is, in my opinion. I mean, did you see that fight when he fought Joe Joyce? Bro, when I say this dude, Joe Joyce got his ass whooped. Like, I never seen this dude take so many right hands like that. Like, man.
Joe Joyce is hype, bro. Joe Joyce is hype. He ain't even got nothing. Daniel Dubois gonna beat the shit out of him. Joe Joyce gonna go off into the sunset, and everybody gonna forget about his dog ass. Joe Joyce ain't nobody. Joe Joyce don't impress me. Daniel Dubois don't impress me. Only person that comes out, the only people that come out to UK that I'm really like on is Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. I used to be on Josh Kelly. I ain't on him no more because of how he fought when he fought Ray Robinson. That really kind of just put him out there. I was like, you're not as good as I thought you was. So it's a lot of these fighters that they hyping up, they not that good. I teach this shit, bro. I know what I'm looking at, bro. These dudes is not that good. They can scrap, they can fight. The average guy ain't gonna beat them or run them over. But when you put them in there with some top opposition that really know what the hell they doing, they're gonna get them out of there. Easy.
What about Beefy?
You said who?
Yeah, Taylor's good. I like Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Taylor, I can't. I don't know his situation. Like, is it Scotland he's fighting for, or is it UK?
yeah, but
Whatever. It
hold.
says Scotland is in the UK.
All right.
Oh,
So
okay, my bad.
Scotland is part of the UK.
yeah, Taylor ain't
Okay.
on this. Let's stick to Dubois. Smoke. What you think about Dubois?
Dubois, I think he has a really bright future. He's developing. I think he gets better every fight. He ain't really fought anybody that that Affords can do was putting hands on him. I expect him to get past Joe Joyce, but I expect it to be a test for him and for him to show me something I haven't seen from him, other than he gets better every fight. But yeah, what Boone was saying sort of underlined why I'm so high on him. Like you're saying, it takes a boxer and Tyson Fury, right? So sure, but they're in totally different parts of their career, right? Like Daniel Dubois is like 20-something, 22 years old, something like that. Like Tyson Fury is 10 years older than the guy. He's got plenty of time to develop, but like Boone said, there's a lot of skills that I think he needs to develop that maybe it's not in the UK. The training isn't there. So I'm interested in what sort of his camp's going to be, because we saw what Tyson Fury looked like with your boy Ben Davidson versus Sugar Hill, right? I'm high on the guy. I think they have a gem for the future, but they should move him properly. Really, Frank Warren does move his fighters correctly. I don't know if he's going to lose Dubois to Eddie like he's been losing his top talent recently. But yeah, if he, with the Frank Warren system, British level, European level, world level, that steady, tried and true orthodox way to develop a fighter, I think he could develop that way. But yeah, he needs some training.
All right.
Dubois been training in boxing for damn near his whole life. That's why I feel like it's no reason for him to not be as good, because his sister is pretty damn near better than him.
I mean, but you got a lot of boxers that supposedly train for a long time, and then they don't, fix up a lot of the flaws they had. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not criticizing this guy, but I think Canelo should have. Huh?
It's bad coaching. It's bad. It's not. You can't blame the fighter for that. I just said that's just bad tutelage. That's a tribute to what Smoke said. That's just bad tutelage. If he had better tutelage, he would be better. There's no way that you've been doing boxing since you were a teenager and your skill set is like that, and you got punching power like that. Dubois should be the best heavyweight in the game right now. His skill set should be phenomenal based on the amount of time he's put into boxing. There's no reason for him to just have that way.
He could just be like a David Hay. David Hay didn't have any good footwork at all, but he got enough power to go, good enough for cruiserweight and heavyweight career. Maybe not, but heavyweight career he was okay. So he did pretty well for a guy with like a really lack of footwork, to be honest.
But guys, like Smoke said though, let's keep in mind the kid is 22. So, these skills got to be developed, bro. Like, he's still got time. He's got time to work on footwork, work on head movement, start establishing a jab. I mean, I know they got amateur pedigree and all of that, but when you come into the pros, it's still time to work on things. And 22 years old is not nearly too late. Like, the kid got plenty of time to adjust. A lot of the things that I hear you guys saying that where he's flawed, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. But I think where he is now, and as Smoke said, being with Frank Warren, the way he's going to be moved, I think Dubois is going to be okay. But, Boone made some valid points about him because I've seen some of those things in the ring myself, and I see him getting better at some of those things, though, Boone. You know what I mean? Maybe not as fast as we would like to see, and I get your point on that because, he does have pedigree and he has already been through boxing, so he should progress a little faster. I can't really disagree with that, but he still has time. That's all I say. He still got some time with him. You know what I mean? Anybody who didn't speak on Daniel Dubois? Which one of you guys? Anyone?
I think everybody did. I think everybody had something to say about it. Smoke went. Raider, I don't think Raider spoke on Daniel.
Nah,
Raider didn't speak.
He didn't know more. He hadn't seen much about him. So yeah. So I think everybody knows about this guy. And of course, I'm going to say I saved the best for last because this is my boy, Teofimo the Takeover Lopez. Vaya. Anyway, now this kid, it's a reason, like Teofimo is my boy, and I did save him for last, but it's a reason I saved him for last because in my opinion, seriously, Battle Rifle. In my opinion, because like, okay, let's say Daniel Dubois, who we were just talking about, or Ryan or any of them, they going into their next fights and they lose. This is actually going to take stock away from them and who they may be in the future. The reason I say Teofimo for last, literally, Battle Rifle, is because he is in a win-win situation right now. He's the only one of these young guys that has actually gotten himself in a win-win situation. It does not harm Teofimo, especially if he goes in there and puts up a good fight, say like Luke Campbell. It don't harm Teofimo one bit if he goes in there and loses to Lomachenko because he's losing to Lomachenko. See? If Dubois go in there and lose to Joe Joyce, it's going to cost him. It's going to bring that all of that allure on him down. If Shakur Stevenson goes in here and loses to Caballara, whatever the guy's name is, Carabella, that's going to kind of take his stock down. But if Teofimo goes in there and loses to Lomachenko, that's not going to scar him too much. Yes, it'll be a loss on his record, but this was to Vasil Lomachenko, a guy on some people's #1 pound-for-pound list. So we'll go around the board. Start with my man Boom, DT3 Boom, man. My boy Teofimo.
I don't agree with if he lose to Loma, that won't damage him mentally because it all depends on how.
It's stock only, bro. Not this. I was talking about like stock in the game.
Oh, you talking about stock wise?
Yeah, like
if you're ruining them stock wise, and that just sucks on the fact that you can't lose in the sport of boxing. If you lose, you're not going to be worth as much money as you would be if you were so-called undefeated. But you in a sport where losing is more prominent in this sport than in any other sport. It's very difficult to stay undefeated. You have to be pretty much pushed to be undefeated. We see that when you with MMA and UFC. But I think depending on, and I also, matter of fact, nope, I'm gonna say that too. I still disagree because depending on how he loses to Loma, I think it would kill his stock. Because if he gets embarrassed by Loma and people don't want to work with him because he's not what they think he is, I think that would damage his stock as a fighter. In today's day and age. Now, back in the times of when I was growing up, no, I wouldn't say that. But in today's day and age, yes. But I think with Teofimo, he's a good fighter. I think he's gonna fight Loma and move up. I think that's what he's gonna do. I don't think he's gonna fight Loma, beat Loma, and reign at 35. I think he's going to fight Loma and move up, especially after, because he did say he wanted to fight Loma and go for another year and then move up. And with this COVID and everything that's happening, I think he's going to fight Loma and win, lose, or draw, and he's going to move up to 140. And I don't see Loma I don't see Teofimo doing a lot at 40. I see him doing some cool, decent damage, maybe, but I don't see him dominating 140 pounds.
Wow.
I don't see it.
Well,
I don't see it.
I'm gonna respectfully agree to disagree on that one because it ain't that type of party. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Boom. Battle Rifle, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Teofimo Lopez, it's on you.
Man, like, cause honestly, I picked Lomachenko to beat him. But if I'm being completely honest, this is not an easy fight with Lomachenko at all. This is probably going to be one of his toughest fights, in my opinion. Looking from the outside in, could his stock drop? Maybe a little. He had to regroup himself. But if you're able to blow guys away like Richard Colmay, who also blew a guy like Beltran away, like who was a huge 135 pounder, and he moved up right afterwards. Like you're capable of great things. The guy already has great power. He already has a skill. The problem is, because he said he's going to move up after Lomachenko, more than likely, he's going to have to fight at 140. And do we see him competing against the 140 pounders? But then again, the 140 pounders are going to move up because Jose Maria said he's going to move up. Josh Taylor said that that he's probably going to move up. And we already know the situation with Regis Prograis saying that he wanted to fight people like Errol Spence. And so, it's hard to say for now, but I'm going to go for he would become a champion again.
All right. Okay. Who dropped off? It was Boom. Probably thanks, Boom. He was dealing with the baby. Thanks for coming on, fam. Appreciate you. Smoke, what do you think about my boy Teofimo?
Yeah, another guy I've been high on for a long time. I really like him. The only problem at this point is it seems like his entire career is surrounded by whether or not he's going to fight Loma. And that whole like being in a win-win situation, like everybody at 135, it's no real big thing if they lose to Loma. So it's not like Teofimo's alone in that. If Devin Haney fought Loma, it wouldn't be that big a deal if he lost. If Ryan Garcia lost to Loma,
everybody except Tank Davis.
I think even Tank can lose to Loma and still have a brilliant career because Loma is, they've now made Loma the god of boxing, right? So Tank is so young that he could fight for another 10 years and be a lightweight. Which is a good thing, That's
true, but as far as it stopped, that shit would drop because his whole persona was built around Lomachenko too. He just never took the fight like Teofimo's taking the fight. But Tank been talking about Lomachenko, just like Loma been talking about Tank. He been talking massive shit about how he could beat Lomachenko, this, that, and the third. The same type of foolery that Teofimo was talking, but Teofimo actually went and took the fight. Not like
really? Did he take the fight? Did he go and take the fight? Because what I heard was Loma wanted more money. What I heard was like he didn't like the terms of the fight. I didn't hear him.
We're not going to even do that because we know that these two were supposed to fight. The fact that the money is not right, that's a whole different story. Ellaby and Floyd didn't even send Tank that way. So let's not even do that here, bro. Let's not even go about the validity of the contract. Let's not even start that here. We know they were supposed to fight. And if COVID-19 didn't happen, they would have been in that ring, Smoke. And let's not even sit up here and act like they wouldn't have, bro. So come on, stop it. We're not going to go there. Because the only thing that's holding this fight up, and I've already put videos out about it, is freaking Bob Arum. You know it's Smoke, and I know it. It's Bob holding this fight up. Those two guys want to get in the ring. So stop it. We're not going to do that. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't even gonna start that one.
Right, but I mean, it's right. But you said, but you put the operative term in that whole thing. First, it was Leonard Ellerby and Bob. Right. It's not about the fighters wanting to fight the fights. It's about whether or not their handlers will actually allow the fights to happen.
No,
right. I think that's a distinction.
COVID-19 only stopped this fight. So again, we're not gonna do this, Smoke. Ellerby and them never even sent Teofimo, Tank that way, period. If COVID-19 didn't happen, they'd be in the ring. So, like, we're not going to do that. It's not the same with Ellerby and Floyd. They never intended to send Tank that way, and you know it. So, like, let's not even go there, bro. It's not. We don't even need to do it. It's not
right. I'm supposed to believe that Bob intended for that to happen. Okay, fine, cool. Bob intended the fight to happen.
Now you
Bro, before COVID-19 happened, they already were in. The fight was already had problems. Before COVID-19, the fight had problems.
No, Smoke. Let's keep the discussion going. Let's keep the discussion going and not talk about Ellerby and Floyd, who has clearly not done shit with Tank. You even agree with that? They clearly not done nothing with that kid.
No, I don't like the way it's moving. But my point is, my entire point about this thing is about Teofimo.
Teofimo's doing what he's supposed to. So let's stop it there and let's continue the conversation on topic, because it ain't about Ellerby and Tank, because Tank ain't doing a fucking thing, and we all know that. Teofimo is doing stuff. So let's keep it on the guys on this list. Like I kept stopping everybody else. Let's not even go there with that. Let's keep it on the subject.
Well, no, I'm keeping it on subject. Like I said, for me, Teofimo, his future, his star power isn't just about this next fight and the controversy surrounding whether or not he fights Loma. That's really what my point is, right? Like everyone seems to be focused, or at least laser focused, on Teofimo's career as it pertains to his next fight. And I'm kind of looking at it a little bit more like he's saying that he's going to fight his mandatory and then move up. Then, if he fights his mandatory and then move up, what do I expect from Teo? I need to see him develop. I don't know that his body is what it's going to look like. Can he actually make 147 and make some noise at 147? He kind of has a short reach, right? He seems a little bit stunted.
He going to 140.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, no, I'm just projecting his entire career, right? I'm looking at him, right? I'm just looking at his thing. Like we're seeing who has the brightest star, right? Dubois has a advantage because he's a heavyweight, and that's the glamour division. So it could be him that has the brightest star, right? The most ceiling. Teofimo, to me, the issue isn't his skills so much. It's his stature. It's his body type. It's his physiology, right? I'm not sure, what really weight he's going to shine at and when that's going to happen. And it probably will be 140 and maybe in like 2 or 3 years. So yeah, Teofimo, he's a hard one. For me, he's like Virgil Ortiz. He got to move properly. It's a weird division. You got to wait for, if Teofimo moved up next year or, within the next, right after he fought his mandatory. Let's say the Loma fight doesn't happen. He fights his mandatory, moves up. Do I expect him to be pro-gray? Not right now. I don't expect him to be tailored right now. He probably would post those ass. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure.
Smoke, let me ask you this. Why do you have a problem? Why do you have a problem with Teofimo's dimensions at 147 when his reach is longer than Garcia's and his height is the same as Danny Garcia's and his dimensions are greater than Sean Porter's? Like, why he can make it there? Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, like in the top 5 at welterweights.
Yeah, Sean Porter, because Sean Porter was squeezed down from 168. Like, it's not like he moved up and was small like that.
Who came up from 140?
I'm going through them. You said a bunch of guys, right? So, like I said, I'd like to see the way it developed. So also, Danny Garcia started his career at 149. He moved down to 140 and then went back up to 149.
Teofimo is 5'9".
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm saying that. I'm talking about their dimensions. I'm saying like these guys that you're talking about never could make lightweight. So now this guy's coming up from lightweight. I don't know what it's going to translate out to when it comes to 147, especially when he does it. Like I need to see. I need to see what the division looks like in 5 years. But if he can know 147, then Teofimo will be the man. I think so. I think 140. Like in the next, 2, 3 years to
you break it up. Hey, Smoke, you break it up real bad,
no. Yes, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm saying that he could definitely do some damage at 140, become a complete fighter, maybe even a master boxer, and move up to 147. And make a legacy there, but I just have to see it. I'm just not sure about that. I'd have to see the whole thing play out. But I think he could do it. I think his upside is probably a little bit better than Virgil Ortiz, because I think he can do damage in 147, which I think will be a lot more lucrative I think people will pay attention more to that division versus 154. But yeah, I got to see it.
Raider.
Yo.
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, man. You know what? I like Teo, dude. My fool is he's got similar traits like Mikey when Mikey was at 35. Great counter punching, great timing, great accuracy. Doesn't waste his punches. But as far as him in the future, I don't know, man. A lot depends on this fight coming up with Loma. It can go a lot of ways. I can still see him as his stock still being up. I mean, even if he wins, obviously his stock goes up, right? If he beats Loma. If he loses, I think his stock's still there. Because everybody's gonna want to fight him. You know what I mean? Everybody's be like, "Oh shit, I can beat him." You know what I mean? So he's still gonna get the big fights with either Ryan or Haney or maybe even I'm not gonna say Tank because he don't fight anybody.
Right.
But yeah, man. The only question that I have for myself as far as the Loma and Mikey fight, I mean, Teo and Loma fight is, I had Mikey beating Loma at 135, but I have Loma beating Teo, and they have similar styles, and I'm questioning myself why, if I had Mikey and they have similar traits, why would I pick
Because
Loma?
Loma was still newer then, and you had every right to pick Mikey then. You know,
yeah,
what I mean? You didn't have as much under him at that time, so you had every right to pick Mikey then.
Yeah, and two, I noticed too that Mikey Garcia had lighter feet at 135 than he has now. He kind of looks like he has heavier feet now.
Yeah.
And Teo, I don't see that he has like light feet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like his feet are not light. It's not bouncy. I mean, he can still move around the ring. He's still got good footwork. You don't need light feet for good footwork. But I would like to see him have a little bit more bounce in his step if he had lighter feet, because he would move faster around the ring. Something he's gonna need against Loma, because Loma likes to
more jump roping. Call up
exactly.
Jump rope.
Yeah, exactly. Because Loma likes guys that are there to get hit. Because Loma comes in and out, uses angles. He likes stationary fighters. He'll fucking masterclass that. But like I said, Teo's good. He's got a high ceiling. I believe he's not gonna be at 130. I mean, what's gonna happen if he beats Loma? Is he gonna move up? What about if he loses? Is he gonna stay at 135? Who knows, But I think he definitely still has stock no matter what, and he'll do things at 140 also. I mean, depending on who's at 140, he could probably, if Ramirez moves out and Taylor moves out, I mean, who's left at 140 that, who knows? I mean, he might come in at the right time. Think about this, if he beats Loma and he becomes undisputed, which technically he won't be undisputed, but we know what we're talking about. And then he goes up and he fights like one of these guys, like the winner of, say, Ramirez and Taylor, and one of those guys undisputed, and Teo gets the chance because he beat Loma. Imagine that'll be like two undisputeds in two weight classes.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of possibilities. You know what I mean? We don't know, but I mean, the possibilities are there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like, can you think about that? Can you think about if he beats Loma, right, and he's undisputed, right? Like technically not undisputed, but he's undisputed, and then Taylor and Ramirez fight, and one of those guys is undisputed. Imagine if Teo goes up and gets that fight, and he wins.
That would be crazy, bro.
Right? So as I'm saying, there's a lot of possibilities. So, no, we'll see.
He would automatically be in the history books after that.
That would be crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if you were on Punch's channel when his dad came out, And his dad saying that's the plan. You're gonna beat Loma and then want to go up there and beat one of the other undisputed guys.
Yeah,
And but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, Punch was
Yeah, I mean that would be absolutely phenomenal. Like, you know, if he becomes 2-weight undisputed before he's 25 years old,
that would be
yeah. Brandon Holyfield didn't do that.
It would really be the takeover. You know what I mean? Because he been saying Teofimo the takeover. If he did some shit like that, it would really be the takeover. Like,
yeah, but think about this though. That would be 2 fights, 2 undisputeds, right? It'll be 2 fights, one with Loma and one against the winner of Ramirez and Taylor. Right. 2 fights, 2 undisputed. But I mean, would you consider him like the best, even though he didn't fight like a Haney, Ryan Garcia? I mean, right? It's like can he be the best at 135? If I mean, he would beat Loma if he did beat him. But I mean, we still
have to be realistic about it. It would be a great accomplishment that would never happen again. Because like, who's going to be lucky enough to get 4-belt undisputed fight after fight? Like, that's a scenario that would never happen again. It would be a great accomplishment, but it still would mean so much as far as if he's the greatest or anything. Because let's be real, it's only 2 fights. That shit would only take him to 17 fights. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's just 2 fights. It would be a situational accomplishment.
Exactly. Being at the right place at the right time, you know?
Right. Just perfect timing. But hell no, I couldn't give that fool the greatest or no shit like that. Hell no, but it would be a hell of an accomplishment, though. I can't lie, bro. That would be massive. Nobody did nothing like that before, bro. Back to back?
You think that would make him
number one? The way the WBO rules are set up, he could actually do it. If he got the WBO super over being undisputed for 135, he could then challenge for the WBO, and you know, maybe that undisputed fight would have to happen first. So there'd have to be 2 undisputed fights. Yeah, it's probably not gonna you can't really break that fight because you really need the undisputed fight to happen first at 140, and then that 2 undisputed guys would have to fight again. I mean, maybe that'd be a hell of a fight. That'd be a hell of a promotion too. But you know, Bob, I don't know. If Bob all of a sudden got behind Teofimo Lopez like that, then yeah, it could happen.
Hey, but they're talking about they're talking about Ramirez and Taylor. Everybody's been talking about that fight, and they want to make that shit happen. Dude.
Yeah, but nobody's been talking about the offers, right?
Right. That's what I was about to say. I think that fight.
That's another issue.
Good, but there's no offers been on the table. That's exactly what I was about to say, Smoke. Ain't no offers.
Well, it's because they both have. I mean, we know that Ramirez has a postal fight, right? So, I mean, that you can't really negotiate. You have a fight already. You know, I mean, you could, but I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen, so you don't want to press your luck like that.
All right, guys. So.
Yeah, you know how Ward did it with Kovalev. You could do it, Teofimo, but right, it's problematic. I don't think that you can get two like undisputeds back to back. You know, I think it's problematic that you're gonna get the one. So, but yeah, for Teofimo's sake.
All right, Orlando Chavez would be crazy. What's up, Orlando? Appreciate you coming through. My man, Intangible Boxing. I seen you slide in. He said, nice Tanaka background. Yeah. And so, Kosei Tanaka. So, I didn't have him on the list, guys. I just really ran up and drudged up this background real quick because I do think that he deserves a mention. But here was my thing, and I said this earlier before some of you guys jumped on here. The reason I didn't put Coach, I think he's deservingly so. He should be here, but I didn't put him on the list because not until recently has he started getting like a lot of the cameras on him. These other guys got the media following them, and you guys know how it is with the smaller weights anyway. It's really hard to promote these guys. You're not going to see a smaller weight guy, I don't think, be the face of boxing. As long as you got the Canelos and the Joshuas around, hell, even the Errol Spencers at 147 since the way Floyd and the Terrence Crawfords blew 147 up. These smaller guys are not going to be to face up. They're not going to be the guys driving people into the sport. People will get into the sport, start to appreciate the sport, and then begin to appreciate guys like Tanaka. And that's why I didn't put him on the list. But as far as his accomplishments and what he's doing, he definitely deserves to be amongst these guys. So we'll go around and you guys give y'all a piece on Kosei Tanaka. Battle rifle. What do you think? Kosei Tanaka, what do you think about it? Battle, you there? All right, Raider. Kosei Tanaka, what you think?
Hey, Tanaka, man, that was pretty fast, dude. I can't wait until the fight with Ioka. Ioka and Tanaka's gonna be fire. I've been going back and forth to see who I choose. I would choose Ioka, and then I'll be like, you know what? Nah, Tanaka's faster. That's good skills. And then I'll watch another fucking Ioka fight, and I'll be like, nope, I know Ioka's gonna win. It's one of those fights, you know what I mean? But yeah, Tanaka, dude, that was, I mean, yeah, dude, he's good, man. He's fast. I haven't watched a lot of his fights, but of what I've seen so far, the fights that I've seen and his highlights, yeah, man, I don't know, that's gonna be a good ass fight, dude.
It is. It's gonna be a terrific fight. I haven't decided who to pick in that fight yet because I'm gonna have to do film on it. It's too close.
Yeah, exactly. There was one fight that Tanaka had. Not that he had trouble, but he kind of, I saw kind of like he could be beat. You know, it was against the guy that starts with the M. What was his name? Murushi or forgot his name.
Oh, damn, bro, I can't. You know, I can barely pronounce. I know who you're talking about though. Dom, that's Raider from LA. Dom, that's my man Raider. Battle Rifle, you there yet? All right, Smoke. Kosei Tanaka, what you think about Tanaka, Smoke? Get this Smoke.
Hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you was on
Hello?
mute. Yeah, we can hear you. You was on mute.
Okay. Yeah, you know, he's all right. I don't, you know, he's there to be hit. He throws it when he throws his punches. He's off balance. He twists around. I don't know. He's got a good fight. He's got a good fight ahead of him, definitely. As far as his, you know, star potential, especially, you know, compared to these other guys we've been talking about today, I think he's like, you know, bottom of the list.
Right. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Nick. See if I get this right. Kyle Gucci. But yeah, him.
You know, and mind you, I've seen the guy fight like 4 times. The Johnny Gonzalez fight, the Sho Kimura, you know.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not that high, but what, you know me.
See, I'm a little different on a lot of these Japanese fighters because when it comes to these Japanese fighters, I don't think they're getting the respect they deserve around the boxing community. You know, I think they're a lot better than people giving them credit for. And somewhat like the Eastern Europeans, they're going to take boxing by storm, and then they're going to have people talking about is the Japanese taking over boxing like they were talking about is the Eastern Europeans taking over boxing. No, they're not. But they're doing a hell of a lot better than they were in the past. That's what the thing is. And now that they're so prominent and they have belts, then that's what's going to happen with the Japanese fighters. They're going to start capturing more of these titles. I mean, they've been competing well at the lower weights anyway, but they're moving up like the Takashi Inuis and the Nakatanis and, you know, Takuma Inui. They're moving up in weight, you know. Now, Fujimoto, I don't even know why he fought Dubois, but that's a different story. I guess Battle Rifle, I guess he has some technical difficulties. But, so, guys, we get ready.
Hey, I looked at the guy's name. It was Kimura. Sho Kimura.
Sho Kimura. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he fucking won a majority decision. So I mean,
yeah, they're both just standing there like kind of train shit like that. That to me is, you know, it was an okay fight. It was decent, but neither guy seemed to be that slick or that proficient operators to me. Right? And it's not even about lower weaknesses or thing. It's just like just looking at the technical ability of these two guys. I wasn't that impressed.
Yeah,
they have good fights though. They have good fights though.
Fights like that are action packed and it's full of excitement. But I get you, like it's not a lot of technique or skill you get in fights like that. It's just like a slugfest, so to speak. So yeah, I get that smoke. To keep it 100, remember a lot of these decisions of who get the spot like comes out of the B camp in Cali. That's why the international boxing is confusing. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what's really why boxing is confusing, because they have so many goddamn belts and so many sanctioning bodies. That's what really makes boxing confusing. They could consolidate a lot of that shit, it would get a lot less confusing. That's for sure. So again, I think Battle Rifle has some technical difficulties. So guys, I want to say this about everyone we talked about today. So we had some mixed opinions on some of these guys. But as I said in the beginning, if we keep in context that, let's say that these young guys, you know, continue to do well and win these fights, you know, regardless if we think this guy is good or that guy, you know, hypothetically, these guys, you know, do well and win these fights, because we got to have someone here for the future, guys. Like Wilder and Joshua and Canelo and these guys, they're not going to be around forever. So guys are going to have to come up and replace them. So if this is the line of guys that we have replacing the guys today, in my opinion, if they can stay focused and stay dedicated and increase on their skill set, keep fighting well, that's promising for boxing in the future. Because we'll have a lot of good champs who's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. And you look 5 or 10 years down the line, some of these guys may not have even fought each other yet, but they'll be in the primes of their career. Time to clash. This could be a good thing. And I like what I see in the young prospects. I like the fact that they are calling the right guys out, you know, whether they're getting in there and fighting them or not. We know politics may hold it back. Sometimes they might be just selling wolf tickets, but at least they're going after the right guys, you know, perceivably. But Battle Rifle, you back yet? Martin Machine in the building. What's good with you, fam?
Yeah. I was in a car and then there was music, so I waited till I got to the place.
So the young prospects, and did you just hear that little spiel I just gave? Go ahead and speak on that. We summarizing up while everybody we talked about what it looks like for the future of boxing and such. Your floor, Battle Rifle. You still got the music going, Battle Rifle?
No, I'm finally home, man. Yeah, what you was asking about the state of boxing and Kosei Tanaka?
No. These young prospects, all of the young prospects that we talked about, and we just summarizing here. We at the end.
Yeah. You know, I got high faith in Teofimo Lopez. You know, I don't know enough about Virgil Ortiz. Honestly, when I look at his skills, you know, a lot to be improved, but you know, he's looking good right now. I think he can of course he'll become a champion. I no doubt about that. Most of these prospects will become champions. This is the state of the matter is, will they last as long as the other fighters? Because we know how boxing works nowadays. So, you know, they can keep flying their crowd. You know, they have a little hiccup with the COVID-19, but I think I see most of them going a pretty good distance. But most of my faith is in Teofimo Lopez. I think Kosei Tanaka will probably have the highest amount of accolades, but the one I have the faith in the most is probably Teofimo.
Facts, cool. Appreciate you coming through, Battle. My man Raider from LA. What's up, bro? You want to summarize it? Give us a wrap-up speech, your words on what you think about these prospects, the future of boxing, how it looks if they continue to do well. What do you think, Raider? These guys we talked about today.
Yeah, man. You know what? We have a lot of prospects coming out. You know, I don't remember this many like prospects like Shakur, Haney, Ryan Garcia, Virgil Ortiz,
So we didn't talk about
Sanders.
Yalala, Perkovic. We got
there's a whole bunch, man.
Yeah,
Boot Sellers. There's a whole bunch of them out there. I don't remember this many coming out. You know, that has a high ceiling at least. You know. But yeah, man, a lot of good ones coming up, and hopefully, you know, they can bring boxing back to like what it used to be. You know what I mean? Making it exciting. You know.
yeah.
But yeah, man. Everybody, you know, stay safe. You know, there's a lot of riots out there, especially over here where I'm at. Military was here on Saturday, so they've been here. All kinds of riots going on, fucking all kinds of cities. Well, you know, LA's got a lot of little cities everywhere around. Yeah, man, you guys stay safe. Man.
You too, bro. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, guys. All right.
Get this smoke. Get this smoke. What do you think, man? Prospects, future boxing. Every guys.
Prospects, future. Yeah, I was just ruminating. You know, I was just like looking into the future and what I see. And I think the biggest fight of all of these guys we've been talking about is Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia at 147. I can see that happening and being absolutely massive. And that's not just because I'm a Cali guy. But yeah, you know, the Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya storyline to be there.
East Coast,
yeah, the way that these guys move, I think it would be. Say again.
I say it would be an East Coast versus.
Exactly. There's just a bunch. There's a bunch, just a lot of storylines in there. Well, I think the East Coast, West Coast is Teofimo and Devin Haney, right? I think, but isn't Ryan from like Victorville? He's from here. Ryan's from here.
Oh, okay. I thought he was from Cali.
Yeah. Ryan's from Cali, and so is Devin Haney. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Haney's from out there?
Yeah, Haney's from Oakland.
Oh shit. Oh well, I thought he was from the East Coast. All right, well, no.
Yeah, no, Tio is the East Coast guy. But yeah, you know, like I said, I'm not just saying that because it's a Cali showdown. The way that I see it, like playing out, I think that has the potential to be the biggest fight. You know, the heavyweight always has their most upside. So is Daniel Dubois. You know, his future's looking very bright. But Tio, Tio's in a great situation. And Shakur is the dark horse. You know, he's a little guy, but he's got old man Bob at his back. He's got Ward in his corner. I think boxing is in great hands. I'm with you. I like this class a lot.
So, as usual, Smoke, always a pleasure, dog. Appreciate you coming through. You know, sharing your thoughts with the chat and participating in this conversation. You know, you're always welcome, bro. So, guys, you know, I gotta agree with the fellas, man. Boxing looking good. Hello, friend. What's up with you, my man? Coming in right at the end. We wrapping it up. Well, boxing is looking good. And if these young prospects, you know, again, if they keep doing well, winning, of course. I mean, you know, a loss here or there might not hurt depending on how they bounce back. But they already have eyes and the cameras on them. And if they can continue to succeed, capture these titles as they're moving forward, and stay thirsty, my friend. Like the Dos Equis guy said, they stay thirsty, my friend. Because that's what happened to a lot of these boxers. They start making that money and they lose that thirst, that desire. Errol Spence said it. He said he started getting paid, started playing around with his friends out in the clubs, taking things for granted, losing perspective on, you know, what he was there for. This happens, especially the young guys just come into millions of dollars. So hopefully they can stay thirsty, continue to fight well. But this is a good class. It's a good class, guys. Jaron, Hrgovic, Dubois, you know, Tank Davis even, Ryan, Teofimo. We got a lot of kids out here. that look good to bring the sport of boxing back. So you guys know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.